Hello friends, let's continue our journey with the control structures in Python language. In today's session, we are going to talk about third type of control structures, that is looping, which is also known as repetition. In today's session, we are going to cover the topics like what is looping, how looping works, how looping is beneficial in a programming language, what are various types of the looping, and from its various types we are going to talk about only one type today, that is your for loop. So let's get started. Before talking about looping in programming, let's take some real world examples. Let's first take the example of your mobile phone. You all are familiar with the mobile phones. So what happens with mobile phone? If you have set a password, when you start to open it, it will ask you for a password. If that password is wrong, it will again ask you for the password. Maximum attempts was 5. iPhone, a software program is written that allows user to unlock the mobile with 5 password attempts. If your password attempts are over, it won't allow you to again type the password. What it is doing? That means in mobile phone the software is set in such a way that it's keeping track of your count and allowing you for maximum 5 attempts. Alright, let's take the second example. You all listen to the music. Sometimes you put your favorite song on a repeat mode. That means what? It is again in loop. Let's take some working examples. Suppose you are working in an office and your boss conveys message to you to forward a notice to all the employees in an office. And suppose the maximum employees in an office is 1000. Then it will be tedious for you, or it will be time consuming for you to type a same notice to 1000 employees. And secondly, we can't repeat, we humans are not good in repetitions. We can't repeat same task again and again, but computer does this work very good. So what will be happen if we have a program to do this? This will be a great help to us. That another example I can also take is that suppose you have to print hello 1000 times. What will you do? You have to print this statement, print hello 1000 times. This is also a tedious job to do. So to avoid these type of works, or to take these type of works from computer, we have looping statements. So now let's get a better idea of looping with the help of our programming concepts. In computer programming, what is a loop? Loop is a sequence of instructions. Sequence of instructions, in a sense, you can say that is series of steps or sequence of statements that are executed repeatedly. That is continuously repeating till you receive a condition, means till you achieve a satisfied condition. In this case, I have taken example. Suppose I am printing hello 10 times. That means what it is repeating? This is repeating the word print hello. Alright. Continuously till condition is reached. What is the condition here? Condition is that the count should get 10. That means when condition reaches to 10, it will come out of the loop. So it's clear that a loop is a sequence of instructions that is continuously repeated until a certain or specified condition is reached. Next question is, how does looping works? So there is some method, some strategy in the systems with the help of which looping statements works. So what is that method? That I have taken example of C program. That is, I have written for I is equals to 0, I less than equals to 10, I plus plus. Then I have started a body of the for loop in which I have given a command print and close. What it will do, it will first take the value of I as 0, then it will go to the body of the for loop, it will print I, then it will increment I, then again it will check the condition that I is not less than equals to 10. That means next time I is what, 2. Likewise it will move. That means what it is doing, it is getting an item of data and changing it, and then some condition is checked, such as whether a counter has reached a specified number. That means whether I has less than equal to 10 reached or not. If it is, then it will come out of the body. So this is the working process of your looping. I have explained this with C, and the students who have not done C, this will be little bit difficult for them to understand, but no problems. We're going to take examples with Python also. This is just a basic concept. Now second question arises, why we use looping, or you can say what is the advantage of looping in programming. As I have explained you with taking examples that you have to print notice 1000 times or you have to print 100 times hello, that what it was doing. It was helping you in some ways. In what ways? First application is in programming application. When programmers write code, loops allow them to shorten what could be hundred of lines of code to just a few. Example is that suppose I told you I have to print hello 10 times or 100 times. Then I have to print hello statement. How many times? I have to print it 100 times. What it has done? It has shortened your work, that you have to write only statement once. Repetition to repeat it 100,000 times, that will done by the loop itself. That means what it is doing? It is helping you to shorten the code. Second benefit is that it allows them to write the code once and repeat it as many times as needed. That means you write your print statement only once. You have written your print hello only once, and the code, that means print hello, is repeating. That is, the repeated code is within the loop. Means you write code only once, and the repetition, how many time it is needed, that is done with the help of your loop. So I think concept is clear to you that what looping does. Now we are going to talk about types of looping. There are 4 types of looping. Which type is your for loop? Second type is your nested for loop. Third is your while loop, and the fourth one is your nested while loop. But in today's lecture we are going to talk about only first type, that is for loop. So let's begin with the for loop. First, what is for loop? For loop is a control instruction that performs what? It performs basically 2 functions. What? First one is iteration and second is repetition. There is a bit difference between 2 words. Normally we think iteration and repetition are same, but there is a little bit difference. I'll explain you with the help of examples. Let's first take iteration. What is iteration? Iteration is a process where a set of instructions, or you can say set of statements, is executed repeatedly for a specified number of times. Or suppose in our example I have taken print hello 100 times. That means hello will be printed how many times? 100 times. So statements is executed repeatedly for a specified number of times, or you can say it will repeat until your condition is satisfied. You can also define iteration as iteration performs same operation on different items, and in this one item at a time. Suppose let's take an example of list. You have done in list, you have having suppose 10 items, and you have to print that items. What it will do? It will first print. If you will put it in for loop, it will first print the first item, then second, third, likewise till it reach 10th item. That is what it is doing, same operation. What is same operation? It is printing. This is the task which it is repeating, means it is doing the same operation. What? It is printing the item on different items. On different item means first it is taking the first item, then it is taking the second item, then it is taking the third. That means one item at a time. One first, then second, then third. So you can say that iterations performs same operation on different items, taking one item at a time. So Python looping or Python for loop is used for iterating over a sequence. What is sequence? Sequence is a generic term for an ordered set, which means that the order you have put the items in the program, it will the same when we will access it. Suppose I'll put 1, 2, 3, then the output will be also 1, 2, 3. If I'll put apple, mango, cherry, the output will be apple, mango, cherry. That means apple will be printed first because we had inputted it first. So sequence can be of variety of types. Sequence can be have list, tuple, it can be dictionary, it can be set, and it can be dictionary. So let's talk about the syntax of our for loop. First, you have to type the word for. Then I have written iterating variable. I have taken short form of var, that is variable. Then in, then sequence, then statements. Now let's explain this syntax. In this for loop, you have to start your statement with the word for. That is, for is your reserved word. This is your keyword which have predefined meaning, or you can say whose meaning is known to the interpreter. Second is iterating var, that is loop control variable, and this name of the variable can be any valid variable name. It is up to you what name you want to take. I can take I can take item, I can take name, whatever you want to take. It's totally up to you. You have freedom of taking variable name, but it should be a valid variable name. That means it should follow the rules of naming a variable. Next, we have put a word in, that is your again keyword. Which keyword? This is your connecting keyword. Then we have sequence. Sequence is what? This is the name of the sequence. Colons, that means begins body of loop in the next line. Then you have written statements. You can put single statement or you can put more than one statements. This statement is the body of for loop, and before writing statement I have kept space, 2-3 spaces, that is tab indentation, and this is compulsory. This work with the help of indentions. Indentions so that block is starting from here and ending here. So let's explain this better way with the help of flowchart. In flowchart, what you have done for iterating variable in sequence in statements. In this, it will check for this. It will check for the sequence. If that sequence is having no value, more value to print, it will come out. If it is having values, it will come to the block of code till you reach the end of the sequence. Now we'll take the example of this iteration with the help of strings and list. Strings are iterable objects. That means they contain a sequence of characters. As I have told you that in Python there is no word character. A single character if you have to print, it is counted as a string with size. That means if you have written A, it will be counted as string of size 1. Means single character is not used in Python. It is counted as string of multiple characters or string with single character. Let's take an example. In this, what I have done, in this we have taken a word mango, and what we are doing, we are printing it like M is the first character, A is the second character of this string, N is the third. Likewise, it will print first. It will print M, then it will print A, N, G, and O. Second example, I have taken this with the help of list. You can also execute a set of statements once for each item in a list, tuple or set, but in this case I have taken example with the list. In this case, what I have done, I have taken a list with fruits, that is apple, mango, cherry, and for A in range, length fruits and print A. What will be done in this case? It will first print apple, then mango, cherry. In for loop, you don't require indexing variable. Let's do the practical. So I have already stored your programs. So let's start with the first program, that is printing the characters of a string. So program I have already explained in the PPT slide. So let's run. So what it is doing, it is first printing first char, that is M, then A, N, G, and O. In order to know that it is moving step by step, let's try to see this. This can be seen with the help of an, let us put an input statement so that our output screen waits for our input, so that we can see the execution of the loop. So let's save it and let's run it. Now what it is doing, in the first iteration it is printing M and it's waiting for my input. That means this is your second iteration. It is printing A in this iteration. This is my third. This is printing N. This is G and this is O. So in this way we can understand that first it is printing M, then A, then N, G, and O. But this printing or this execution is so fast that we think that mango is printed in one shot, but it is not like that. So let's understand the second example. This program I also have saved. So in this case, this is list in which we have taken apple, mango and grapes, and we are going to print that. This range I'll explain you in this second, that is repetition. Just you see the output. Let us print it. What it is doing? It is first printing the first element, first item of the list, that is apple. Then it is printing the second, third. Again, if you want to see that how looping is working, you can put a input statement here to stop the output screen, because it will be and it is printing grapes. So let's take the third example, that is this program. In this, it is printing your items with the help of index. How it will do? Let's see this also. First banana, apple, mango. Then last I have taken a statement print goodbye. That is just to explain you that this print is not the part of for loop. That is why it is not repeating. If I'll put it here, then what it will do? It will repeat goodbye. First iteration banana, goodbye. Second iteration apple, goodbye. Third iteration mango, goodbye. But what I have taken, I have put it out of the for loop. What it will do? First it will execute your for loop, and after the finish of your for loop, it is coming out of the for loop and printing your bye. So I think this concept of iteration is clear to you. Now let's take the example. Second main function of looping is your repetition. First was iteration, which you have clear. Second one is your repetition. Repetition in a program means that lines of code will run multiple times, and this time limit will depend on your criteria. If you have given 10, it will repeat for 10 times. If you give 5, it will repeat for 5 times. And what is the benefit of this repetition? This repetition helps us or enhances our programming capabilities. How? First one is that it repeatedly execute our instructions. Saves our time from having to repeatedly type the instructions. Simply, hello, suppose I have to print it 10 times. I have written hello and I'll put it in for loop. Repeatedly, hello will be repeated by for loop, and I don't have to write print hello 100 times. Performs an operation, or you can say same task or same action more than once. This is the repetition. We often combine this with range function. Means to achieve this type of repetition, we take the help of range function. What is your range function? Range is your inbuilt function, and it is used when a user needs to perform an action for a specific number of lines. Suppose my numbers is fixed that I want to repeat it for 3 times, or I want to repeat it for 5 times. In this case, you know the repetition time or repetition limit. So when you know the number of times you want to repeat your code, you will take the benefit of range function. In this case, I have taken 2 examples. In first, I have taken range 10, and in second, I have taken range 3. By default, your range index starts from the 0. So I have written range 10, that means it will print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And in second, I have typed range 3, that means it will print 0, 1 and 2, because 0, 1 and 2 means 3 elements. So range, if you have not given or you have not specified start of the range, then by default it starts from 0. In this example, I have taken a program to print numbers 0, 1 and 2. How it will work? I have taken for A in range 3. So output will be what? In first iteration, your A will be 0 and it will print 0. As 0 is stored in A, first it will take 0 and it will print 0. In the second iteration, what it will do? It will put A1 to A, and then it will print 1 because 1 is now stored in A. Likewise, in third iteration, it will print 2 because 2 is stored in the A. And after 3, that means after 3 iteration, it will come out of the loop because your criteria is met here. Second example is that in which I have taken the start and stop. Means in this case I am not using the default criteria, that is the range is starting from 0. In this case I am starting my range from 1 and ending with 5. So what will be my output? First it will print 1, then 2, 3, 4 and 5. Second, I have taken a program to print table of a number. So let's do this in the practical. So I have already stored your program. So let's explain this. First I have taken example for A in range 3, print A. What it will do? First we have to store our file, then we will run it. What it is doing? It is printing 0, 1, 2 because index by default starts from 0. Again, if you want to see that how it is working step by step, you can put a input statement to stop your output screen. Save it, run it. In first iteration it is printing 0, then 1, then 2 likewise. In the second example, what I have done, I have taken the range. I have specified the range, that is I have given the start and I have given end of the range. So what it will do? It will start from 1 and ending from 12 because you have given range 1 to 13. 1 to 13 means it will stop here. And if again you want to see how iteration is happening, this is 1, then again you will print. Likewise, you can see your outputs. Now I have again taken an example. One more program I have taken, that is I have calculated table of a number. In this I have taken a number. I am inputting a number, that means whatever number you will give, it will calculate the table of that number. It will calculate the product of that number. In this case I have taken count in range 1 to 11. That means I want to print my table from 1 to 10. 1 to 11 means 1 to 10. Product means number into count. Number will be suppose 5. First time your count will be 1. It will like this. In this case, let's print this. Suppose I have given 5 and this is printing this. Again I have given taken one statement out of the for loop just to explain this, that this is not the part of your for loop. And I think today's concept is clear to you. In today what we have learned, we have discussed about loops which are used in programming to repeat a block of code, and normally a for loop is used to iterate through a sequence, and sequence can be list, tuple, dictionary, set, etc. Today I have taken the example of your list and strings. Sequence, two types I have explained. And if we know the number of iterations of the loop, it's easier and better to use the for loop. And range is what? Range is an useful function that creates a sequence of number. This is clear to you. And next topic we are going to discuss about while loops. So that's all we have with today's lecture. Thank you.